People for tap for think along political line and do the thing then where they carry the country go before for radio democracy. Mange Mansaye, the report.
All right. We continue the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We'll still look at issues them. We get for do with alleged police brutality, where Salon citizens them, don't they call on the police for take certain action, especially where camp and the way how then they do their work. Well, now the studio now want to welcome the head of the police media, when Assistant Commissioner of Police, Brema Kamara. Good morning, police media, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning.
All right, I believe say you don't follow the program before you come to the studio. We get the president for the Salon Bar Association and self we get a civil society activist where then you work now for look at the rule of law. All them two guests there, so don't condemn the actions of the police, especially way camp and the way how on handle the issue we get for do with a popular musician when Alhaji Amadou Lamanaba, where people can call LAJ. The police be arrested them from Sunday last week to now, and according to a lawyer and a relative, them up till now they're not able to get access to the detainee owner gets now na one pound holding center there where people they call Benghazi. Just that for give background as to what bring the arrest of this particular musician who they talk about.
Yeah, thank you very much for let's say the opportunity for talk to the public. You know, at the end of the day, the public will make informed decision based on the perspectives of where they come. And firstly, on the 12th, when last week, was it last week Sunday? One of the Sundays of this month. I think me to go watch football in Guinea. I have to make for understand. Then drive into one place now, main motor road, the Unco, go by the field. And all of a sudden, they put up fight. The same one where they pay, jog and back again. Same one we pay. Jog the money back from the people, put up fight, and then they moved on. We get to go arrest them. Just imagine from main motor road. If we go arrest them, up gone. So we say else we investigate them allegedly for robbery with aggravation, where a felonious offense, a serious offense, and so then we custody. And then at the end of the day, we decide say, no, it's just a matter of this is what we have at the SOP. The SOP where they operate now, that holding center, that whoever go there, especially for male, especially. For male, we say we look at your well-being, we look at your health.
The SOP only implied for that holding center?
For that, I'm talking about that holding center. Let's talk about it now because I end the issue under discussion. And so, because of your health, because of your safety, because of security, we decide to implement within the SOP. And also, people they say you not get any legal basis. But you get legal basis, honestly.
But this holding center, they talk about Assistant Commissioner of Police. Not only first tennis, the police don't hold this particular detainee, now this particular holding center, if I can remember, twice now. But the SOP where you say it implied for this particular holding center, the police not ever implement them. Why now?
No, the now things that happen, they lead you to, and that's why they make law itself where they make. Now things that happen in society where they make people and say, okay, let me do this. If you look at the Sexual Offences Act, the Amendment Act, so because of the multiplicity of complaints, we will get all over the place for sexual penetration. And decide for a pillar.
So what is special?
So the 12th amendment.
What is special?
No, if I not give the background, if you ask me question.
Commissioner, what is special about this alleged crime of robbery with aggravation, where make the police decide for implement this SOP owner say it already be done they exist for this particular holding center?
The question
is, when I don't hold this person. Now this holding center, not to the first 10 days, not to the second 10 days. The police not ever implement this SOP. Why now? What is special with this crime?
The question is, this is what will happen. I know the first it will happen to. The question there is no. The time when they develop the SOP for that place, following the post where we get people, we don't even get somebody we end up for loss of life in there. You know that? Where is the officer? Understand? We also don't get people in. We don't go the we make a lot of attempt for do a lot of things in. So now that time they develop the SOP. So now the SOP come into force, now they implement. So the time they go the SOP not be there in force.
So
but like I say, what is BNT? We don't do before they come before they come
say the term where the SOP come into place, now that the implementer.
No, the
so
implementer.
then they ask
the time we go in now, the SOP
as
dey
of
force.
Sunday,
The time we go in now.
where police arrest and at that time they will not develop this SOP.
No, the time we go in now. The time we go in now on the 12th, the SOP already in existence now.
So
the previous one they go, by then it was not in force. But the time we go in now, it don't in force. And so we have to implement it. And before in the go there, some other people don't go there before. The same thing will happen to them.
This same SOP, you know, say the Bar Association are one where they don't condemn and say it illegal.
Look at the legality of maybe we'll go back now court and court will discuss them. But me they say, look clear, this is very important. This me get the conviction, say it get legal basis.
So Assistant Commissioner.
No, clear this one. I beg. This is very important. This is not the way. Now the argument there.
Okay, continue.
I might be right or wrong. No law get somebody get person guy the interpreter. Understand? I might be wrong or right. So, but look at the legal basis within the constitution, within the law say. If you read Cap 150 of the laws of Sierra Leone of 1960, if you look at Cap 150, Section 65, give the police power for make standing orders. Then at the generic form. Well, 65(8) of that one, they tell you say the police provide standing orders for the one of having for one cell and the people where they inside the cell. But all left Cap 150 because we see that only in 1960. 4 years after, when 1964, when the Police Act of 1964. Check Section 59, subsection 6. It is still there. So which means waiting in a Cap 150 was adopted in the 1964 Police Act. I'm still coming. And then people will say, I know people will talk about Section 17115. Now the Constitution where they say anything we know they in tandem, any law we know they in conformity with the Constitution is a nullity. But let me check Section 188 of the same Constitution we talk about. We adopt the 1964 Police Act. So which means whatever we do with inside the Police Act, illegal.
ACP.
So
that's my argument. This is very. Let's get this clear. We have
As so they talk about the legality, law also not forget say certain set of people go visit this detainee when I eligible they talk about when I in brother, colleagues, musician, a producer, and also a female musician where the police may also allegedly arrest them where they now in a custody at the same time and when they shave their hair also. But this female musician, where Nastazi, the same day the police be release her. Why all in your case different from the other people who are detained, we still in our custody?
Stasi on the same issue.
Yes.
I have to check that one. I don't even know whether
where I say police get arrested.
I know they make so many arrests, but individuals by name.
But you
I don't know them by.
Police
I know people were arrested. I know people were arrested, including where somebody where they say na brother. Understand? But Stasi, I don't even know. If you put on film, I don't even know his name.
Commissioner,
honestly, I don't even know Stasi this.
Commissioner, looking at this whole situation of LAJ, let me know the reason why it's still there. Because yes, in any case, you get two sides of it. The complainant, we go raising concern, okay, in case go to the police or law enforcing body. Is it that LAJ in detain one still based on the complainant or on the law enforcing body, when at the police for ensure say, discipline them?
They did it because the law say for did it. The law give me power under Section 17, subsection 3 of Act number 6 of 1991 for detaining for something up to 10 days. I know what you understand. So we still within the law as provided for. Understand? So then you did it. But I'll tell you say before the day done, or probably before going tomorrow, you go there and say you don't charge the list.
So the manner and way how the law enforcing body don't treat them, the police, how you go describe them, professional or legal? Because other set of body them don't describe this as something with demeaning to a human right.
Normally, I say issues of professionalism is subjective. Now, how you see them and how me see them.
So you will come up.
So me, from your side, we've done the right thing. We don't do things every day within the ambit of the law.
Injecting him and shaving off his hair, not the right thing.
You read the press release. There is nothing like injection.
But that alleged of putting in people.
Well, let me refute them. Make them very clearly. You know, if you read press release, is there.
Inject him with a red substance. Now, one way, the police deny from the press release una pull.
We did that.
And also, allegation of a broken rib, don't they come out? And on Friday, where people be they expect, say, if for appear in courts, it not be appear in courts, the other people, them where the police arrest, we go visit them, then be appear in court. And allegation of that, now because of medical condition, make inable appear in a court on Friday. How to this be?
LJ with the other people that arrest different offenses that they investigate them for. One day we will fall under 17.3b, one day we will fall under 17.3a in terms of detention. So those ones we are dealt with and they done. They're not telling us about aggravation. I mean,
so
a public order offenses. A public order offenses.
Arrest.
A public order offenses.
The other people who go visit them where the police.
A public order offenses.
So how about the one they owner arrest on Friday? We go for go.
I tell you, all I need to do now. That is what I'm saying. A public order offenses.
So
and then be all for. Understand? LJ, you say, a different one. We are looking at the last act of 1916. Wouldn't be anchored for robbery with violence. So now two different laws of the operator, two different ones.
Commissioner, other view they go say the whole issue of LJ, the issue of alleged robbery, and looking at how they deal with this matter, so much emphasis and some of the treatment to them, we see other organizations they don't condemn, say don't exceed or go beyond mandate. I mean, you think say this not just because of alleged robbery, or there is more to it?
We may exceed, but that's like I say.
So why the need for
some other people, but I don't tell you say that the SOP where they exist. I don't show you the legal basis where we use, where they exist in that place. I make them very clear.
But from
I start with Cap 150. Understand? Section 65. Where the 65 we give the generic, they're going to specifics. The specifics now are particularly mention 8. Understand? Then from there we move to 1964 under the Police Act, Section 59. Understand? Subsection 6. I make them very clear.
Right.
Then say any law will not in conformity with the Constitution, and nullity. Section 17115 of the Constitution. Let me make reference to Section 188.
Okay.
We adopt the 1964 Police Act.
Continue for the with.
So which means.
All right, we'll come back to you, Assistant Commissioner of Police. Quickly, Lord, bring in the lawyer Naya. We also double as the president for the Salon Bar Association. Listening to the police spokesman this morning, he don't try for justify the police action where they condemn. According to Ramna existing SOP with the for this particular holding center, and according to Ram, feel say there as the police don't overstep the limits we campaign human rights actions we didn't take for LJ. With all then justification there, so we the police don't make with what you put on a press release, you think say it add up?
Obviously no.
Okay.
The man a police, me a lawyer. So we all get we mandate and we all know what's in our job and what we do. Looking at the Constitution, Section 20, one way with the right, we say no person shall be subject to any form of torture or any punishment or other treatment which is inhuman or degrading. Yeah. And then you go below that. The section already below that, when I said 22, they say anything where they inconsistent with this provision, whether it been under in existence before, by the provision of this section 1, that provision they already do illegal. Yeah. So then Lord with
ACP Kamara.
ACP Kamara point out to 1964. Now all law them. So like how we can say people are moving, we're progressive, yeah. These laws were there, and then in 1991 we say we're a progressive nation and we want things for go on this way. We make laws, we make the Constitution. When I in the one way anything where they inconsistent to the Constitution, nor get any effect. You say will be void and of no effect. Insef quota 171. The one where they talk about Police Act 188, the Constitution 188, it just establish, like how the Constitution they establish every other agency, establish Office of President, establish Judiciary. It just give efficacy to the establishment. But then the Constitution clearly states and say back, anything where they at variance with this Constitution and the provision they inside the null and void. And with regards to this torture in particular, if you look at Section 22, it clearly states that anything where we done there before, if it contravenes 21, is of no effect.
So why would they get a twist from the Salone policy in terms of letting people understand the law, where they take action of, where they get people in, and then sell, where they ensure say they apply disciplinary action? Why are we having a twist? Because what you say with waiting ASPC is a total different thing.
Well, I don't know what are the issues here, because obviously they think they are acting within the law, but we now they tell them say they are not. If you also look at international treaties where Sierra Leone don't sign, for example, CAT, it go tell you it protect people from inhuman and degrading system treatment. And as I don't say, probably the SOP then they be applicable before now. But this is a progressive nation. We are moving forward. We for make sure say we move in the direction for protect people their human rights, basic human rights. If I am arrested and accused of an offense, I have a right to a solicitor. I have a right to speak to him confidentially. Anybody who also a victim, at the same time the victim himself, he get rights to a fair hearing. So that is why we are calling at this stage, say, let them hurry up with this process, let them do what they're supposed to do within the ambit of the law. So that victim, they self where they say when the victim of the alleged assault and violence and aggravation, himself go get justice. Because himself and justice lie within the law. Okay. So as police, if you want for maintain law and order, if you want to provide justice for people, there is a procedure, there is a process, there are laws. Do it within the ambits of the law. But this explanation where Inspector ASP Giwiso, all what.
Okay, Michael Aswalo, continue to do it inside the program.
All right, let's bring in Ibrahim Tommy. Michael, make mention of torture. And apart from even the lawyer of the detainee who they talk about now, in several interviews, they don't make mention of torture where, according to them, in clients they go through. And the police there so now, citizens on the call on the government for take action, especially the head of the police, when the IGP say therefore sack him at this particular point with different issues. Then where don't they come up from the police, where una self as civil society activists, them don't they call out the unprofessionalism of the police. You think an attempt this now where governments for take action, especially on the way how the police they torture or manhandle allegedly citizens?
By the way, it is not in my practice, not to my style. For the last decade or more I've been in this position, I have never ever called for anybody in resignation. That's not what I do. What my team can do are they identify problems and recommend solutions. Resignation a personal issue or dismissal a decision of the person who appoint them. If the president, when in the wisdom, he can make that point and think, say, the police leadership not they do well, it's within his past to make that decision. But what's really important for say is that quickly, Khadija, I'll go back to waiting we Assistant Commissioner of Police say a very not good boss. The way how you want let members of public believe say what to do justified legally. It's not the law. You get, with respect, you get a wrong appreciation of the law. What you are suggesting is that by the Police Act, we refer to now, giving now make SOP, we say president and a police cell on a court in years. What they refer to, if you go to Section 20, my colleague don't refer to, and the various provisions, they tell you, say, if any law day, before the 1991 Constitution, where they clearly spell out punishment, that law day, the Constitution adopt them. So, for example, before the 1991 Constitution, we get law where they allow what? Death penalty. So it's clearly stated laws or pre-existing laws before the Constitution and the Constitution adopted. Not to follow it come in 2021 and say we SOPC for shave off here. Apart from the fact that it's degrading and that's a violation of the Constitution, it is blatant abuse of human rights, and many international systems are established and they as a blatant abuse of person. A suspect, and this is the point that we have to understand. We're talking about the suspect, so I want to clarify that there. Now, so the point where they make, Khadija, it's important that we have in this conversation. And the best the police can do in their circumstances now for make sure they own up and talk, say, yes, we went wrong. They don't have to be, I don't know if, they don't have to be willing, but that's the right thing to do. Then therefore, wash themselves and say that to themselves and come out to the public and say, we will not do this in the future because it is wrong and no police force should be forcefully shaving off a suspect's hair. If you investigate and drop the charges, if you investigate, you charge, they acquit the man, how you go compensate for that in here? If they in here, this man an artist, keep in mind, this man an artist, that in here, now added value to in stage. People don't think through these things. It's just, the way they discuss it is very casual. For say artists to in here, they add value to in stage waiting self, beauty and all of that. You go cut in here and later then discharge them, or even not even charge them, they say no, na SOP. Who's SOP? Please, as State Commissioner of Police, I maintain me cool, but some things can be annoying. Let's not do that one day. Now we make an undertaking as a police force, even before the IPCB investigation. By the way, your questions about the injector, the torture arm, all of that, my hope, and I'm sure we all should work collectively towards that, is the IPCB go investigate, and that by God in power, LAG go get witnesses, we're not to police officers.
So the question now, that's order for belief, because the question now, now order for belief. This same police earlier when this conversation starts, they don't come out and say no, the police not shaving here. All of a sudden, they press release again, then come out again and say yes, then shaving here based on SOP. Although they denying the alleged injection of a red substance or then GAM. But the same police, so then they deny one thing today and tomorrow they can't admit say yes, we do them. Or therefore believe say they don't inject them.
No, that make this. For me, important that we get a legit statement. It's also important that I'm sure we can involve medical practitioners. We can do some tests, lab tests. If it really comes to that, you can even seek expertise from outside the country, follow establish that the injector. Because if the injector with any substance not good for a system, it could lead to loss of life, it could lead to disability, it could be mental. So we have to treat it seriously. But my hope is that we're not going to go down. That will be a really new law for injecting body with substance. So for now, for my mental sanity, I want for trust the police, they not do that one day. And that we go or look into the bottom of this matter and establish it.
Mr. Tommy, looking at this whole situation of how police they handle issues, specifically they all get for do with LAG. When I don't state say so many things in the way no legal and they don't exceed the mandate. You think that the police go realize and apply the rightful thing, allow access to in family and also lawyer representative, and also let people really get a voice from LAG, because another key allegation we don't go around on social media, some people even allege say LAG not even there alive again.
I know, I don't think so. That
is an allegation.
No, that's outrageous. If they're alive, a lawyer, or at least one of the lawyers that were involved in this matter, blog as recent as last night, say the man they do well. But it's shocking if the man not still get access to in family members and lawyers. That would be really shocking. And I don't know why police for even think say we arrest person. It's a constitutional guarantee. A friend I don't make reference to the constitution and all the laws in this country. If I perhaps just go back to section 23 and look what the constitution says. As soon as you arrest person, the first chapter you get of a right for know why you don't arrest them, followed by right to access to legal representation, a right to family visit. There's the Luanda guidelines, so my friend are so knowledgeable about. Those are all things we don't establish and government don't accede to. We want for make progress. We've made, like Edini has said, we've made significant progress over the years. But it is acts like this where they make you stop short and now ask yourself questions of where are we headed? Is there a strategy for make sure, say, we are on a consistent path to addressing human rights issues in the country?
Okay.
Continue for the return of the program. Law bringing now the police. So many questions. We starting from Edinia, Mr. Tommy Don Puts, and then according to the president for the Bar Association, they still believe say this SOP way the police the courts illegal and the alleged torture. And the access where the police don't give to this person illegal representative or talk to them or even hear inside of the story is still illegal.
I think the only thing we get for do, maybe we can go back, like, I don't call IPCB, I don't call Human Rights Commission, and a host of other institutions. Maybe we can look into them. But the fact of the matter is, the basis way I'm the basis way I'm the try for lay
basically,
the foundation.
Look into them under the normal practice because the Human Rights Commission now an institution we also established by the government for protect people and human rights. So if alleged issues of inhuman behavior from the police don't they come out, why not allow the Human Rights Commission for step into this matter?
I think they didn't step in.
But according to the Human Rights Commission, they know able to access it. When I even ask them for write a letter, where they don't write the letter, but still they know able to get access to through one lawyer commander.
Then they step in.
So looking at
when
then they step in.
When
but if you ask the
step
question and I'll answer, not it. The first one I ask an answer, the second one I ask an answer, the third one an answer. So which one the answer now? Which
Right,
one
go
will
ahead,
answer?
sir.
The basis why I'm delay, like I'm delay again. Why I'm delay now the fact that we get right for develop SOPs. The content of them, understand? The content of them, we could discuss them afterwards. And maybe then we'll decide for the other.
so now you said develop.
No, this now just no the content of her. Why am I say the content of her?
The
reason why they say
come out and condemn this SOP.
the reason why I say we discuss the content afterwards. Now the fact that we do what we get at the SOP and I try for bring out the legality, we give it power for say we go make SOP, we go make standing orders. No, it is there. Not it is not.
We
It's
agree and
not.
accept say na the right method.
We're not challenging a right to develop
Well, that is what I'm saying. So
Una
If the
Yeah,
content
accept
is inconsistent with the constitutional guarantees,
So that
it's
can say
plain illegal.
that could be discussed afterwards.
No,
But
let's
the fact of the
discuss it
matter
now and
is,
accept
the
that.
fact of the
No,
matter
no,
is,
no,
the
no,
right
accept
for
it.
develop SOP.
But then
Develop.
The law allow we.
then the lawyer
you have
then
We never
decide
accept that.
say, una
But
for
the
discuss
That is the situation. So now that's what you have to do. We get right for so if you now look at the content, you say you have problem with the content, maybe that will be discussed afterwards. But the fact of the matter is, we did waiting the law say before
You
do
don't have a
at the
problem with the
time.
content. You don't have a problem with the content.
I on a personal note, you possibly shall not get another problem.
Assistant Commissioner.
Somebody else will get problem, but we don't get problem with the content. I know the
Assistant
implementer.
Commissioner.
The
The
content
two
should
people
not
where
be
we
in
get here, the two people who get here are legal-minded people. You first of all agree and accept say whatever one don't apply on this particular case. If they against the person human rights and also illegal.
How do I agree if I'm here? I'm here, but I'm arguing.
But they
I'm
don't
telling
state
say,
the
I
law
give-
to you
I give
say
you
whatever
passport.
wanna apply.
Now the same law
not there in
way
the
the
law
same
book.
law way that states, the same law Mr. for states.
But you dey kind
Understand?
of twist and let
No,
people
you're not a
say wetin
twister.
una
You
do
know, no,
correct.
it's not open radio. They don't make that
But you dey try
statement.
for say wetin una do
No,
correct.
not make that
legal
statement.
minded
For
they don't say
withdraw.
e
That statement
wrong.
for withdraw. For withdraw statement.
You agree say the police
No, let me withdraw that statement.
No,
Say no.
ACP
She has to
don't go
withdraw her
ahead.
No,
statement.
SCP, but
No, I cannot allow it. You cannot. You cannot tell me
try
say
to
the
say
twister.
some
No,
people,
no, you
let people
cannot do it.
understand say whatever una do
No, no, you
correct.
say because we didn't agree.
But really,
And
man,
you
the
did the
people
right
wey
to say,
don't call
I
them,
say the
wetin una
twister.
do?
I mean that one is offensive.
ACP, you agree say the police blunder
It's
in this
offensive.
particular
No, police
issue?
not blunder. The police not blunder.
But
We don't aim for explain.
we get two legal people and
Ah,
the
nah.
president for the Bar Association don't come
Why
there.
can't don't contest dancing
Then
at legal
the
people?
civil
They are legal.
society
Like I even tell Madam
activists-
President. I know Mr. Tommy long before now. Did I ever contest and say they are not legal? They are legal. Well, I make reference again to the same legal
But
document.
the same SOP they don't
Same.
condemn and say it illegal.
They could condemn. I mean, I say this thing. No, you are not going to accept the police blunder. Police do waiting day at the SOP, and the SOP by law tell me say we get right for develop standard up.
So legal.
So we develop am. So now waiting at the say.
ACP.
Now that we don't develop around day, we don't do something. People are saying
ACP,
this one we will not go into the content of
in as
the
much as
what we're talking about.
Listen, ACP, in as much as you know, I agree say the police blunder. So all una actions, so una don't take from the beginning of the arrest, keep this person in detention, in lawyer no get access to them, family members no get access to them. Now the legal procedure una use.
Aspect of a lawyer not get access to those ones will go back and look at them.
We don't
for
need
say,
to go back.
we go back and look at them. It is possible.
Now.
I don't.
We answer the questions where the public don't they ask.
The classroom today?
Not so classroom, but they have
No,
to
we're not the
clarify
classroom.
issues.
We're not the classroom,
Okay,
madam. Not yes or no answer. They ask me yes, no, yes, no.
Assistant
Not to them,
Commissioner.
not to classroom today.
Assistant Commissioner,
I've told you
continue
what I
for-
should tell you.
From what you they talk is like the police they trivialize the issue.
No, now you
and
I want to trivialize them.
How?
We they come and tell them and say this is not the situation. Understand? Then you escalate. You go escalate the discussion
But
from
these
here.
are the questions the public
Escalate the
ask.
discussion from here. We don't only get to inform the public, waiting for inform them. You go escalate them from this other level.
Okay, continue for the
Get the bar situation, get to civil society, then go escalate them from this other level.
Continue for the with we Assistant Commissioner.
Yeah.
Over to you, Michael Aswalo. We don't see a contradicting view. I mean, the police representative with the unable accept say whatever they don't do and apply on LJ in case that's something illegal and they against a human right. It's still a reason for justify say whatever they do then are the law book and illegal.
Okay, so let me make a clarification here. Police get right for develop SOPs. But
That's the
the
argument.
content of the SOP
That's the argument.
should not be in contravention with the Constitution. Because if it is illegal. And that is what we're telling them. Secondly, whenever you arrest somebody or an accused person, you get right to a lawyer and you get right for letting a lawyer talk to her confidentially. They are in contravention of that as well. For me, at this point, what I go say, it's not a matter of blame or this or that. It's how do we move forward? So me, I want for, at this point, take this opportunity for talk to the leadership of the police. Let not look at this as stone throwing, but let look at them as an opportunity for make things right. This is an opportunity for him for gain the trust of the people again. If we as Bar Association don't say, what you have done is illegal, we don't call for 4 things and for let them do. We don't ask them say, let the Independent Police Complaints Board conduct an immediate investigation into the allegations of the torture, the inhuman and degrading treatment of both LJ and all the other detainees them. We don't also ask the Police Council for suspend the operations of SOPs in all police custody facility pending a thorough review of their SOP for ensuring them compliant with Constitution and international treaty instruments that we Salon don't sign. We also don't ask them say, make them give LJ and all the other suspects where they immediate access to then lawyer them as provided in the Constitution. We also don't ask them say, as the Constitution provide in section 17.3, since they say a felonious offense and they investigate her for, let them make sure so they bring and can court within 10 days. So this, at this point, this is an opportunity for let the leadership of the police act. For let the leadership of the police show say yes, it get the interest of the people and it go do the right thing. This is a progressive country. We all want let the profile of Sierra Leone in human rights level in the world go before. We all want for let we rights then guaranteed. I don't want work at tomorrow on the street or me family work at tomorrow on the street. They arrest and say yes, we don't make SOP now for Camp Baba now. Before even court door here, he say yes, he guilty. So at this point, me just want to say, police na public service una dey give. If una dey give public service, una get forget the trust and the confidence of the police. And this is the time to act for get that public
and this
confidence.
trust wey they talk about, Michaela, now one way different reports don't they show say the people the way the police supposed for protect their life and property them don't lost trust in them. So if the states then at this kind of particular position, public not get trust in the police again. Also work where the police they do.
Well, I'm not going to say the police say they do work, because if police left, if all police put down their tools and go sit down, this place go be in anarchy. You understand? But they need to do more. We don't identify the problems now. Let them correct it.
Okay.
Let them show that they care. Let them show that the police is in tandem with waiting the government wants. Because President Togo they abolish death penalty and remove seditious libel law and try to move the country in human rights profile, and then police still stuck in 1960 SOPs.
Okay.
So let's move. Let's be progressive. And then to the victim, I want to talk on the victim because it's Alex say at this point we just talk about the police and this. So I just want to say, let them take action immediately so this victim safe go get in your own day na court. Let justice go be served to the victim.
Right.
Okay,
Michael Aswalo. We they look at the way forward now. The Bar Association don't point out waiting then one let the police do now immediately. Carl, waiting now let the police do now.
I mean, as always, we want accountability and justice. Make sure say they investigate this and all the issues, allegations where they fly here and there. Let an independent body like the IPCB. It could also include Human Rights Commission. By the Human Rights Commission, they on the IPCB, and there are other government institutions sitting on the board. But let the investigation unit look into this and establish the truth of this matter and ensure that there is accountability and justice. And one final comment on this SOP, no SOP. Anything, let's cut things to a chase. Anything where you remove from a suspect, we not be able to restore him after you conclude the investigation and find out say, there's no case against him, not taken from him. So that make when a suspect they going to police says they say pull your watch, pull your chain, pull your shoes if you get metal, right? Where they come and they give you back. We cut the man here, or you cut the ace, or you shouldn't just think about it. It's unthinkable.
Right, quickly.
Your finger, and they will cut it because you go use them for clock posting. You understand? But perhaps go a few days. And you will cut them. So let them learn. Then get right for developed SOPs. But those SOPs, and this is the most important point I like to make, those SOPs have to be human rights friendly. They have to be based on the respect for human rights to the Constitution stipulate.
All right, quickly, ACP, the Salon Bar Association don't state within the one law do. One among them, now that ona for make sure say ona bring the detainee now na court.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I want to say respect the views of the Bar Association. I also respect the voice of civil society. And make them the usual word say we get for escalator from here. I mean, I think now the same thing they say. So we not go down everything in our studio. From here, we don't get the report. We don't get the report there. We will look into all of that. And the one way concern will come in and they will look into all the other areas.
So when they appear court?
Likely today or tomorrow.
All right. Thank you very much. That's the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Brema Kamara. And the police spokesperson will be also get Michael Aswalo, when the president for the Salon Bar Association. And of course, the executive director for the Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law, when Ibrahim Tommy. Thank you, Ona Kam, at the studio this morning and can talk about alleged police brutality on the citizens. Now they end the program. Good morning, Salon. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Coleman and they produce the program. Moses Kavoran and they make una watch we live now Facebook page. DJ Lava give you technical support and so on. All way watch we now Facebook page. You get over 2 million views. Thank you very much. Mina Khadija Bangura they say have a wonderful day.
And it's up to you, Kalon, they say bye bye.